Did you know that dogs were once wild, untamed creatures, feared rather than loved by humans? Yet today, they are our most loyal companions, earning the title of man's best friend. But how did this incredible bond begin? Join me as I tell the fascinating story of how humans and dogs went from distant strangers to inseparable friends. A long time ago, when the world was young and wild, people and animals lived in different places. In a quiet valley surrounded by tall, snowy mountains, there was a brave but lonely young hunter named Taro. Every day, Taro walked through the forests and fields, searching for food and keeping his family safe. He was strong and fearless, but sometimes, during his long journeys, he felt lonely. As he traveled through the big, empty land, he wished he had a friend to share his adventures with. One cool, snowy day, as Taro made his way home through a carpet of heavy snow, he heard a soft, trembling sound coming from behind a thick clump of ferns. Curious, he carefully stepped closer and discovered a tiny, shivering wolf pup. The pup's eyes were big and full of wonder, but also a little afraid and injured. It was lost, alone, and far from the wild pack it once knew. At first, Taro wasn't sure if he should help, but the little pup looked so scared and weak. If no one helped, it would starve or freeze in the cold. Taro thought about what his elders had taught him. Kindness could heal even the wildest hearts. Feeling sorry for the pup, he knelt down and whispered, "Don't be afraid, little one." With gentle hands, he held out a small piece of dried meat and a sip of cool water from his flask. The pup sniffed the food, hesitating for a moment. Then, slowly, it stepped forward and took the gift. Under the quiet trees, as the snow fell softly around them, something special happened. A new friendship was born. Taro gently picked up the puppy and said, "I'm taking you home, and I will call you Kibo." In the old tongue, Kibo meant hope. Over the next few days, Kibo became Taro's constant companion. The little puppy's bright eyes and playful energy made the journey feel less lonely. He ran beside Taro through the tall grass, leaping happily over small streams. When Taro finally reached his village, the people were shocked. "How can you bring home such a wild animal?" they cried. "Take it back to the forest. It will eat our sheep and harm our children." But Taro shook his head. "No," he said firmly, "I will protect him and teach him to be kind. He will not cause any harm." Kibo, who was once a small puppy, grew into a strong and brave dog. He and Taro did everything together. They went to battle, hunted for food, and protected each other. The longer Taro stayed with Kibo, the more loyal Kibo became. Soon, the people who once feared and disliked him began to wish they had an animal like Kibo, one that was both loyal and protective. One chilly morning, a thick fog crept over the village, and strange sounds echoed from the forest. Taro and the villagers were gathering wood by the river when they suddenly heard a deep growl. Curious and brave, Kibo peered into the mist to find the source of the sound. Soon, a big bear appeared. Everyone was scared and ran to hide, but Kibo sprang forward with a fierce bark that shattered the silence. The brave dog stepped in front, ready to face the bear, and Taro, even though he trembled with fear, joined him. Surprised by this unexpected guardian, the bear slowly backed away and eventually disappeared into the misty woods. That day, the villagers learned something extraordinary. They saw that Kibo's loyalty and courage had protected them when danger lurked. It wasn't long before stories of Kibo's bravery spread throughout the land. Soon, people began to realize that dogs, once wild and mysterious, could be true friends to humans. In the years that followed, many more wild pups wandered close to human camps. Some were timid, others playful, but all shared that special spark of loyalty. As humans and these animals began to share food, shelter, and stories, a remarkable transformation took place. The once feared wild creatures slowly learned to trust human kindness, and in return, humans discovered that these creatures had sharp senses to warn of danger, a boundless enthusiasm that lifted weary hearts, and an unyielding loyalty that could not be matched. Legends began to grow around the glowing campfires. Elders told the children that long ago, when the earth was new, the wild creatures chose to become our helpers because they saw something precious in the human heart, a capacity for kindness and compassion. They believed that by coming together, humans and dogs could overcome the challenges of a wild world. The faithful pups, in exchange for shelter and love, helped the people hunt for food, guard the village from roaming predators, and even comfort the lonely in times of sorrow. Over countless generations, the bond between dogs and humans grew stronger. People began to call these loyal companions man's best friend because they stood by their side through every adventure, every trial, and every joyful moment. They were there when a young child learned to run, when a brave hunter returned from a long journey, and even when families gathered under starlit skies to share dreams and wishes. Today, when we see a dog's wagging tail or feel the warmth of their friendly eyes, we are reminded of that ancient promise, a promise made under the golden leaves of autumn, when a kind hunter and a lost pup discovered that friendship could tame the wildest hearts. Scientists tell us that dogs are descendants of wolves, creatures that once roamed free and wild. But centuries of shared adventures and mutual care have transformed them into the gentle, loyal companions we cherish. They remind us that with trust and love, even the most unlikely friendships can change the world. So next time you see a dog, remember the tale of Taro and Kibo, a story of bravery, kindness, and the magic that happens when two very different worlds come together. Because in every bark, every playful leap, and every quiet moment of companionship, there lives the spirit of that ancient friendship, a bond that teaches us that true friends are always there to protect, care for, and love each other. Thank you for watching Grandpapa Tales. We hope you enjoyed this magical story. If you liked it, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss another adventure. More exciting tales are on the way. Stay tuned and see you in the next story.